What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another proper episode of What the Fanboy Show. Tonight we're talking about Oscar nominations. That's going to be our main topic. You'll notice we have a little bit, we're shifting our order of show a little bit.
New season, new us.
That's right. Season 8, episode 1, not 11. Oh, I held up both fingers. Just
it
one.
Works.
Episode 1, season 8.
I got crooked my fingers.
Why is your finger crooked? Did you break it?
Oh, yeah. These babies are super broken.
Did you fix it? No.
I don't think so. Yeah, this one's like way more.
As we get started here, kind of as a nice little transition into our episode proper, I want to talk about these new trailers that dropped this week.
Yeah.
What do we got? There's a couple, right?
I have two.
Well, I know we have one big one, I'd call it.
That involve lightning.
It does. And
That's right.
The Power of Gods.
Ooh.
And
Shazam!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shazam Fury of the Gods.
The
The Shazam Quill.
Shazam Quill.
I'm trying to think of a fun way to say that. Yeah, the sequel to Shazam.
Levi is back.
That's right.
And he's brought the whole crew with him. This is our second trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We get a little more story detail. It wasn't crazy more substantial than the first. Still looks good, I think, from what I'm seeing. I think Tyler is gonna say something. I want him to say it because it's his deal about it. You were a little concerned in our text thread about something with it.
Was I?
Yeah, I think you said something to the effect of I'm nervous that it may lose the heart of what made.
No, that was Luke.
I'm attributing.
What did I do?
Things to the wrong people.
You were talking about the heart of Shazam versus the sequel.
Oh yeah, I'm nervous.
That was
That's
a Luke comment.
Okay. So
I think the trailer looks good. I think it's gonna be funny. I think it's gonna be fun. But what made the first movie stand out was its heart.
Yeah.
Which was the center of it. And I'm nervous because it's a sequel.
Yeah, how do you capture
because that happens
again?
all the time.
Yeah. How do you capture that a second time? Like it's tough. I think, the other challenge this movie has is it being a sequel. Now we know this character.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do to make me fall in love with him all over again?
Right.
It won't take much, right? Like I love Shazam. I love this the first movie a lot. It's one of my favorite DC movies for sure. But yeah, I think this looks good. I think it, I don't expect it to be like this Oscar-worthy thing. I expect it to be a lot of fun and funny and superheroes punching big CGI monsters. And
Heck yeah.
I'm here for it. I think the Shazamly will be a lot of fun. Thumbs up for me.
Yeah, thumbs up for me. Luke, what's our other one?
Murder mystery. I'm trying to type.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oscar. Gosh, I don't know what I'm trying to do, dude.
All right, man.
Murder Mystery 2 is the other movie. Low-key actually had fun with the first one.
I've still not watched it.
I liked it a lot too.
It's fun. It's Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston version of Clue.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. It was funny, which is like rare for Adam Sandler now. It's either
drama or
I don't know. Hubie Halloween was pretty dang
Hubie
awesome.
Halloween's
great.
Yeah.
I feel like he's in a good space right now, though.
Dude, everybody I told about that movie hates it.
Really?
I went to all my family was like, you need to watch this movie. It's so funny. And they're like, this is dumb.
Dude, I love that movie.
Dude, me too.
It's so good.
When he catches the eggs and there was a...
Yeah. That and like
I don't think anything made me laugh so hard so long when that freaking happened.
The cameos in that movie too. Sorry, we're not talking about Hubie. Do we need a Hubie Halloween movie commentary? We'll record it and release it at Halloween.
Oh, perfect. I love it. But Murder Mystery 2 trailer, I think it's a thumbs up just because the first one was good and this one, the trailer didn't present itself any like huge red flags.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm not gonna judge this one because I've not watched the first movie.
That's fair.
So I didn't watch this trailer.
That's fair.
I did see it though. I saw that it was out and I was like, cool. Maybe I'll watch that soon. Maybe Dana and I'll sit down and watch it.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right. Well, then let's move into our main topic tonight, which is Oscar noms came out.
Oscar nominations.
Early last week, right after our show. So, missed it by that much last week, but we had lots of things to talk about last week with our own show and our own awards.
Oh, the important ones.
the big dogs. So I don't know. I guess we'll go through them, but first off, the big nominees are Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yup.
Just a couple.
11. Somehow.
Okay, one more than a couple.
One more than maybe there's like a couple and then a few and then there's 11. And then there's Baker's Dozen, and we skip a dozen because that doesn't actually exist.
Okay.
Fun fact.
What have been getting when I get a dozen donuts?
You ask where's the next one?
Just always
I'm
get
missing
one
one.
extra donut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I expect 13. But Top Gun also was well nominated.
That's awesome that is
Banshees.
Banshees.
Yep. Sharon got a lot.
Got a lot. So, let's go through
every single category.
We'll rush through some categories. We don't have to hit all. We won't hit all of them, but we'll hit the big ones for sure. Tyler, what do you got? What do we got first?
I have Best Picture pulled up.
Oh, we're gonna start with the big one.
Yeah. So
big guns.
For Best Picture, we got All Quiet on the Western Front.
Great movie.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Great movie.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Great movie.
Elvis.
Great movie.
I haven't watched it yet.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Amazing movie.
Great movie.
The Fabelmans.
Pretty good movie.
Pretty good.
Tar.
Great movie.
Top Gun Maverick.
Great
movie.
Triangle of Sadness.
I
heard it's good.
Still haven't seen it.
And Women Talking.
I still haven't seen that one. Can I just say, first off, I am thrilled that they actually used all 10 nominee spots this year.
I know, right?
Because there were a couple like others that could have been nominated.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that in a year this strong, anyone's getting snubbed. Like I'll hear some people say, RRR got snubbed. Yeah, but these
got snubbed
really
in a different category because of dumb producers.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Do you guys have like a prediction on this? I'm curious. You think it's gonna be? Right now, the internet favorite is Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's just the power of the internet.
Here's the thing. I feel like historically the one, not all the time, the one that everybody wants to win doesn't always win.
Mm-hmm. And so, your thoughts?
I'm thinking.
I think All Quiet on the Western Front's gonna win it.
Ooh.
I'm kind of with you.
I want Everything Everywhere All at Once to win, though.
I agree. I also kind of want Avatar to win just so it'll piss everybody off, which will kind of make me happy.
I would love it so that I can just rage at the screen when James Cameron talks.
I think
average height James Cameron.
Above average height.
I always get that wrong.
So this is a better movie than The Green Book, but I think this is going to go the way of The Green Book.
Ah.
And I think The Fabelmans wins because it gets a lot of second place votes.
Good for Spielberg. That happens.
I actually think it's one of the weaker ones out of them that I've seen. But
see, I would argue it's the weakest one out of the ones I've seen.
But Hollywood loves Spielberg, and I saw there's a lot of talk about how much Hollywood actually really liked that movie. Way more than I thought they would. Yeah. So
way too early prediction. I'm just gonna say Tar.
Okay.
I feel like that will get a lot of second places.
I think music always does really well.
Yeah.
It is really good too.
Sweet. Tyler, what's our next category?
Cinematography.
Love it.
Cinematography.
This is like the Roger Deakins category.
Yes. Is he nominated?
He is. He is. So we got All Quiet on the Western Front. Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths.
Ooh, I haven't seen that one.
Elvis, Empire of Light, Roger Deakins, and Tar. Only 5 nominees for this category.
Yeah.
Small one. I'm going to go with probably Empire of Light because it's Roger Deakins.
Always safe. I think this may be the one that, I think there's 2 that All Quiet on the Western Front wins, and I think this is one of them.
Well, yeah, the opening of this movie is crazy good, and that's all I've watched of it so far.
All Quiet has some awesome cinematography.
Yeah.
I think Elvis could win it, though, too.
Yeah.
That movie's a music video. So there's two where I think it could. It's that one and editing. I think.
Cool. Let's go to the one with film editing since we just talked about that.
Nice.
So for film editing, another small category, we got The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
This category is impossible to judge.
This is a toss-up, right?
It is the hardest because except for Elvis, where I think I even said it when I reviewed it, it has such an aggressive edit, I think are the exact words I used. Like, it's so specific that, like, this is how we want it to look.
Yeah.
Like, it switches up to, like, the music on the beat. So I feel like because it does that, it could win. However, it's hard to judge this because, in my opinion, you need to not see the editing in a movie to have good editing. Because if it's like, oh, that was a weird transition or something.
Editing is a little bit like, so all of these categories, right? There's multiple things that affect each of these categories. So when you talk about cinematography, like it's cinematography, but it's also like production design and lighting. Like those things affect the cinematography. And same with like film editing, something like directing and like how the director wants to pace the movie, like really affects the film. Do they want long takes? Do you want short takes? Do you like all of these things? How it stitches together? And I don't know. Out of all of those that I've seen, I haven't seen Elvis. I really wish I had. Now that we were talking about it,
I can borrow it from my father-in-law.
I think it's still on HBO Max.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah, I just need to get around to it.
It's pretty long.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Everything Everywhere does a good job at telling a complex story really well, really tightly, and I think a lot of that comes down to editing. That'd be my pick.
Love it. Next up, visual effects.
Avatar's going to win. Move on.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't have to go through this one. I just wanted to bring this one up because there are two superhero movies in there. The Batman and Black Panther.
Black Panther got nominated for visual effects.
Top Gun.
Yep.
Avatar and All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yep. Black Panther has the worst effects out of all those.
Yes.
So it won't win.
Yeah, I think Avatar wins this pretty easy.
Just for the sake of moving things along, I'll go with animated feature film.
Oh, yes.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast. I cannot believe that's nominated. And Turning Red.
I was sad that the Bad Guys wasn't nominated.
Who did that one? Is that a parent?
DreamWorks.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Pinocchio wins this, but I'm rooting for Puss in Boots.
I think Pinocchio wins this as well.
Just because Puss in Boots uses watercolor animation and it looks freaking cool.
Puss in Boots is one of those movies that's going to be looked back on in 10 years and people are going to be like, how didn't that win?
Yeah.
But Del Toro's got so much momentum right now. I don't think Pinocchio is going to get beaten by any of those. I could be wrong. But.
All right, should we jump into directing and then the big ones?
Heck yeah. These are all big, Tyler.
Every category matters.
So for directing, you got The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Daniels. I'm not going to say about
the
names.
Daniels.
The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg, Tar, Todd Field, and Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund. You know what I think wins this one? The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
I've not watched it, but Martin McDonagh is getting a lot of love right now.
Yeah. I want Banshees to win a couple. It deserves to win a number of Academy Awards. And I'd be fine with that. This is another one though where like Everything Everywhere All at Once is my favorite. But Banshees would be a close second.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Everything Everywhere All at Once big time during the Oscars this year. So
I think this is going to be whatever is second place in voting.
They'll do the split.
Yeah, I think it'll be the split.
The split is getting more and more common. It used to be where if you won Best Director, it was almost like a shoe-in for Best Picture. And it's not that way anymore, which is good. Good.
Let's jump to actress in a supporting role. We got Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
She's getting a lot of praise.
Yeah. Hong Chow for The Whale. Mm-hmm. Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin. Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm rooting for Stephanie here. Thought she was good.
Yes. I'm glad Jamie Lee Curtis got a nom.
I'm kind of
surprised as well.
I think that's more universal love for the movie than it is her performance.
Hong Chow, you guys haven't seen The Whale, but she is phenomenal.
She's really good in The Menu.
She is. She's great in The Menu too. Very different performance.
Yeah. She's very good. Nominate her twice.
Man, yeah. Another good category where there's just a lot of talent there. But
we're in the big category of
Stephanie Hsu, or Stephanie, how do you pronounce her last name?
I said Sue. I could be wrong.
Stephanie Hsu would be my favorite there.
Luke?
I'd say my favorite is Stephanie Hsu.
Yep.
I think it'll go to Angela Bassett though.
She's got a lot of momentum right now.
She's good. She's great in that movie. So
she's the best part
of that movie.
Yeah. Next to actor in a supporting role, you got Brendan Gleeson for Banshees, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway. Apple, man.
Yeah.
Putting more in there. Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan for Banshees, and is it Ke Huy Quan? I don't know how to say his name, but he's who I'm rooting for. He's who I hope wins. He's who I think will win.
Yeah, from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
And another category, another acting category where we have two actors from the same movie.
Yep.
Different movie than the actress in a supporting role, but Barry Keoghan and Brendan Gleeson both in Banshees.
Oh, great, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Barry Keoghan, I don't know if you guys have seen like the story about his life, but it's kind of floating around because he's nominated for the first time in his career. I encourage you to go read it. It's you can find like a short synopsis of it.
Yeah. It'll make me cry.
Probably. I think there's a movie about him.
He made me cry in this movie.
There's a movie about him in the future if his career continues on this trajectory.
He's got a in this movie, it's a minor. I mean, it's a supporting role, but it's a minor role compared to Brendan Gleeson. But he holds nothing back, and it's so good.
He's good, man. He's
so good.
Yeah, I would encourage you guys to go find it and check it out. It's pretty interesting. Actress in a leading role. Got Cate Blanchett in Tar, Ana de Armand, Blonde, Andrea Riseborough in To Leslie. I haven't even heard of that movie. Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans.
Neither had anyone else.
And Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think pretty obvious who I'm rooting for in this. Who do I think will win? I think Cate Blanchett will win.
I think Michelle Yeoh will win, but Cate Blanchett is a lot like Angela Bassett, getting a lot of talk right now.
I've seen a few clips from Tar. She's gonna be hard to knock off the top, man.
I've seen Tar.
Yeah, you've watched it.
She's gonna be hard to knock off the top.
Yeah.
She's in almost every single second of that movie.
Yeah.
That movie's driven by her. I think she's gonna win. I'm rooting for her too.
Yeah.
She's worth it. That movie drove me to listen to so much classical music over the last month.
Yeah, I got
it's all I've been listening to.
I got in your car last week and we were listening to classical music. I was like, what are we doing?
I'm driving around going.
Let's go into actor in a leading role. You got Austin Butler playing Elvis in Elvis, Colin Farrell in Banshees, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in Aftersun, and Bill Nighy.
Bill Nye,
the Science Guy.
In Living.
It's a very different Bill Nye.
I'd love to see Brendan Fraser win this.
I would too.
I think Colin Farrell.
I think Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell's going to win it.
Going to win.
Although Austin Butler has been getting a lot of love, and so
he's also been kind of getting trolled, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
too.
because of his voice or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Now this is one of those where it could be like a 3-way toss up.
Yeah,
just give it to all of them.
Yeah, why not?
I think those 3 are like the clear favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I wonder if like DraftKings has betting odds on this. That'd be fun.
That's some betting I'll do.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. We need that.
Fun.
Let's do the biggest of the big here. We got Best Picture.
Wait, is not the one we started with?
And we started with that.
Oh, sorry. Did we really?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, we
man.
did. Golly, what a lame-o. Well,
It's okay, you're injured.
Is there any like bonus ones we would like to do before we move on?
I have some thoughts.
Sound?
Yeah, go through sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so for sound, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick.
Ooh.
It's a good category. Loaded.
Luke, how do you feel about Elvis being in this category? Should it win?
No.
Okay.
It's really good.
Well, it's one of those where, sometimes those...
Because it's a music movie?
Because it's a music movie, like,
It gets a little bump.
it gets a little bump.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I hate this category now. Now that it's just sound and not sound mixing and sound editing, which
Yeah.
are so different, this category sucks. They need to go back and add a stunts category while we're at it.
I'm going to say Top Gun for this one.
I
think this is the only one
I think this
Top
may
Gun
be
can
the
win.
only one Top Gun wins as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go to Top Gun or the Batman.
Oh, I want the Batman to win so bad. The problem is the Batman's nominated in this and visual effects. And everybody knows who's winning visual effects. There's not even a discussion, right? Like, that one's so obvious. Yeah. Give me
I think this
one
is
of those
the-
two.
Blockbuster category.
Who's going to win the fan vote award? Has Zack Snyder got anything?
They're not doing that again.
I know, I was joking.
Oh.
Thank goodness. He's still going to win it somehow.
Rebel Moon's going to win.
There you go. What's the other one? Is there another one you'd like to do? Original score?
Yes, because I have actually some thoughts on this one.
Ooh.
So you got All Quiet on the Western Front,
Great score.
Babylon,
Yes.
Didn't see it. But
Man.
Justin Hurwitz is really good at his job, so.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
He won
Subtle scoring, I like it.
He won a... Babylon won a Golden Globe for original score.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fablemans.
Okay, here's my thought. Are we just nominating John Williams just because now?
Like a lifetime achievement thing.
He's nominated every year, and his soundtracks... Listen, John Williams is the GOAT. He's all-time great. The best. But he hasn't made a good soundtrack since The Force Awakens.
Yo, he made a banger of a song for the national championship, though. Oh, man, it was awesome. They need to release that on Spotify.
I just feel like we're nominating him because... And... Listen, the Batman should win this one. I think this is a straight-up snub.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset.
Ooh, yeah, we haven't really talked about snubs.
This is, I think, a big one, though, for the Batman.
And I'm just... Listen, The Fablemans was a good movie. I do not remember a second of the soundtrack. There's John Williams.
That's so bizarre to hear said out loud.
Right?
Like, the Batman score is, like, iconic at this point, almost.
Yeah.
Whatever, though.
I want All Quiet on the Western Front to win this one. And I think...
I
think
do, too.
I think Babylon somehow wins.
You listen to the soundtrack to All Quiet on the Western Front, you're like, what kind of movie is this? Because it does not sound like a World War I movie.
Yeah.
A German World War I movie.
Right.
Like, the first soundtrack is like a electronic groan. You're just like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
But it works so well. And I think that's really amazing. You can take something that doesn't feel like it should mix and it blends in so well.
Yeah.
Let's jump into this next one here. We got production design.
Yes.
You guys cool with that one? I think that's always a fun category.
Yeah.
You got All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fablemans.
This is going to be the Fableman's only win. I'm calling it.
Man.
Even though, like, I don't know if it should, but...
I don't know if it should.
It's
like,
a movie about making movies, so like I feel like that's the.
It seems
like they had to recreate Spielberg's sets. It's like
kind of. I don't know. This is one where I think this is another one. I think
All Quiet.
All Quiet could win.
I don't think Avatar
I
will win
don't
because I
know.
think people will think, oh, that was CG.
CG.
Even though there is a lot of stuff like they're walking on.
Yeah, it's complicated. I haven't seen Babylon, but what I've seen from trailers and stuff, I could see why it's nominated. And at the same time, also like Elvis.
Yeah.
I again haven't seen it, but like it looks gorgeous and it looks of the time and it just looks like great production. So those two don't surprise me why they're nominated. But for me, this probably comes down to like Babylon, Elvis, or All Quiet. And my guess is because it's a war movie, All Quiet probably gets, not because it's a war movie, but because it's not as flashy. I think flashier movies tend to production. Not always. Oh, do international. Yeah.
Yeah, go do international. Let's read those off.
So we got All Quiet on the Western Front.
That's winning.
Argentina, 1985, which won the Golden Globe.
Yeah, it did.
Close. EO and The Quiet Girl.
Yeah, I think All Quiet wins this pretty easy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Listen,
That or Argentina, 1985.
I have the extreme problem with this. And I didn't know about this until I was talking about Brett. The producers for RRR did not submit for international film.
What?
Why?
So
Why would you do that? If you think you're gonna be nominated for, and I know it like costs money and all that to get your name in, but like just put it on the list, dang it! Like, it's like almost a guaranteed nomination if you think you're gonna be nominated for Best Picture. Maybe could have been.
yeah.
This made me so sad. Like,
Yeah, this
my favorite movie got one nom for Best Song, which it should win.
Yeah. Yeah, and interesting. So each country can only nominate one film for Best International Picture, and then obviously at that point, then the Academy then chooses the nominees. So out of that list, but you do it. It's one of the few where you like it really is limiting. Individual.
Good job.
Like production companies can nominate multiple films for the same award, but in this one specifically, it's like okay, one movie per country, and then we're gonna out of that list, then we're gonna choose 5. So it's interesting, but no.
All right, writing for original screenplay: The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. This is a tough one.
This is easy for me, and it's Banshees.
I think that's what I would pick that will win.
I think that movie is so tight.
I hope Everything Everywhere All at Once wins.
I would love if it won. I think Banshees is even better somehow. Looks like Tar. How can I do Tar?
No, that's a banger category, man. Those
Yeah,
are
it
some
is,
good
it
movies.
is.
And I haven't even seen Triangle of
Got
Sadness.
some heat in there.
That's a lot of good original movies.
Screenplay.
Let's get into adapted screenplay, shall we? We got All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, The Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. All Quiet?
I'm gonna guess this goes to Women Talking. I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've heard and what I know about the movie, it lives and dies on dialogue and performance. And you can't have one of two of those. You have to have good performance and good dialogue, like good writing, to get nominated. So that's why I would say that over All Quiet. I think All Quiet's great, but my gut says Women Talking.
What are you picking?
I just hope Top Gun doesn't win. Like, I thought it was an awesome movie. It's kind of like, Okay, let's chill a little bit.
And Knives Out, I love, or I say Knives Out, Glass Onion. I love me some Ryan Johnson.
You have disappointed your Lord and Savior Ryan Johnson by calling.
How dare you not pick him?
It's not my fault that Netflix decided to throw Knives Out onto the title.
Maybe it is. All right, one last category. Anybody have any picks?
Makeup
and hairstyling. We got All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. I'm going to say I think Elvis wins this one.
Man, this is a good
The Whale,
category.
Elvis, and The Batman, all some great, prosthetic
works,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, because Penguin, cow.
Crazy.
Dude, Colin Farrell was the Oscar magnet this year, wasn't he? Good for him.
Yeah. I think maybe this is the one where The Whale wins.
I want the Batman to win everything it's nominated for, but it just will not. That's
No,
okay.
it won't, but it so could.
What's it got? 3 noms?
Yes.
Visual effects, makeup and hair, and what else?
Sound.
Nice. Good for the Batman.
Gosh, I hate that category now. It literally pisses me off so much.
Do you want me to read the noms again?
No.
For sound?
No.
Are you sure?
Do you want to get punched in the face?
Kind of.
Okay, go read it.
Okay. Well,
No, it's a good year. I would say I think this is one of the... Obviously, every year it's good, right?
Yeah.
I think this one is one of the better years, though, in recent memory.
This is one where it's nice that it's not, there's 2 or 3 movies that have, all of the noms, and then it's a bunch of, all the other nominees are things we never heard of, or things that didn't necessarily do well, but they, they're the Oscar bait movies. And there are certainly some Oscar bait movies in here, but I love the fact that we have, probably 6 or 7 films that could win in so many categories. They're really well spread out. Yeah, you have Everything Everywhere All at Once with 11, but at the same time, you've got no betting on the Oscars.
Not in Kansas.
Oh, sorry, Ty.
Only sports betting.
So far.
I think there is, like you said, it's a really strong year with lots of great nominees. So
I just can't wait to sit back, relax, and watch the Oscars.
And then are we watching Last of Us finale right after? Same night.
I'm watching that by myself.
Holy cow.
It's going to be a long, emotional night, boys.
Well, the Oscars won't be emotional.
Okay, fine. It will be for me if Everything Everywhere All at Once wins a bunch of them. I'll be crying.
Gotta get Dana to watch that.
All right. Some closing things.
Okay, closing thoughts from Luke, and then we'll move on to news.
Mainly just a little sad that The Northman and Nope got nothing.
Yeah.
Those were great films.
Nope, not even, not getting a cinematography one is kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, Nope, I think could have been in cinematography.
Northman too.
Yeah. Man, that is brutal.
They'll have their
Those made
time.
me
Those
sad.
guys are...
Well, Eggers may never work in the public eye again with a big studio.
He doesn't, but that's the great thing about the Oscars is you don't need to be
That's true.
a big movie to make a big splash.
He's like, I'm going back to A24. I hate you guys at Universal.
I'm really curious what Jordan Peele does next.
Well, that's a great segue into news, I think.
Perfect.
Because Jordan Peele was talking a little bit, and his Akira movie is officially scrapped.
Sadness.
And he has said he's kind of happy he didn't make it.
Oh, all right. Well then, no more sadness.
He
here
wants
from me.
he wants it to happen, but he's glad he wasn't the one to do it.
Okay.
So it's officially done.
Yeah, because when Peele was kind of initially talking, he had talked about he had kind of his 3 there was gonna be these 3 movies he was making, and then it was like, okay, what is he doing this Akira thing? Like, what's gonna happen next? And we're kind of back to that point where he's in a bit of no man's land. Not a bad thing. He's got hopefully some creative freedom and some ideas. I mean, I'm sure the guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that his films have kind of had diminishing returns, I think this will be a nice opportunity for him to reset and, not even do something different, but just reset and refocus.
Yep.
Because like you said, I don't think Nope could have been nominated.
Yeah.
For a number of awards. Just didn't. It's hard when your first film. It's like best original screenplay.
Yeah.
Best movie ever. Best director. There's all these nominations. How do you don't top that, right?
What if there was a best directorial debut category?
That'd be dope.
I think that would be a cool one.
That would be cool.
I'm still waiting for them to get rid of the stupid "What are you wearing?" section. Before the Oscars, and do a pre-show of other awards.
Yeah.
Let's give some other people some love, and also it will shorten the Oscars so they don't go 4 hours.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah. Luke, what's your news story?
So this past week, Xbox and Bethesda had a little showcase, and I watched it.
Thanks, Jim.
I watched the trailers afterwards.
I've watched some parts from it.
What did they give us our Starfield
No,
release date?
they had confirmed Starfield wouldn't be there.
Absolutely not. They
Teeing
didn't.
him up for a thing, Tyler.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
it finished, and I was like, oh, okay, that was it.
Yeah,
They showed 3, 4, 5 things.
in an hour.
I don't think it went that long.
They were a little more deep dive.
They were pretty long.
Yeah, they were proper behind the scenes stuff though.
But I was, I guess, just expecting a lot more,
Mhm.
especially since I feel like a couple of them were just.
Well, and Xbox has been
45
in.
minutes.
Yeah.
They've been in a bit of hot water's not the right term, but with kind of the state of their first party in 2022 not being real strong. Microsoft just had those layoffs that affected a number of their developers. I think we were all hoping that they'd come out and at least hit a clear home run and be like, okay, here's 1 or 2 big IP things that you want to know about. We're gonna, but that was not the case. That said, Luke, what did they talk about?
First thing they talked about was Minecraft Legends. This is the multiplayer.
It's got a lot of people are really excited for it.
I was gonna say Minecraft is still hugely popular.
Oh
so,
yeah.
While it's not aimed towards me, I totally get why they would present that.
And I think the idea is super cool. It's you're building a castle and you're trying to invade another person's castle. Cool. I don't care about Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm not into Minecraft. I did play Minecraft Dungeons, and it is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun game. It's just not something I would sink a ton of time into.
It comes out March 18th. I don't know if that had been announced yet.
I don't think so. I think that was.
So yeah, so it comes out here in a month and a half.
I was gonna say, well,
Pretty quick.
Yeah, about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I hope it's great for the people looking forward to
it. Yeah.
The next thing they talked about was the next Forza Motorsport.
Oh.
And here's the thing. I also do not care about Forza Motorsport games. I'll play the Horizon ones for as long as I want
for a little bit, yeah.
Until the thing comes out that I'm actually looking forward to. And they're always fun. I'm blown away of how good they look.
Oh,
yeah.
The time.
Yeah.
They're like, look how shiny this car is. And it's I think I can see my reflection in it. But I'm not even rendered in there. It just looks
Turn 10 is
so gorgeous.
The Turn 10 team who does the motorsport games, those guys are incredible at what they do. And for people who love racing sims, I'm not a racing sim fan. I'm on the Horizon side as well.
Yeah.
This is premium product if you're a racing sim fan. This is pretty close to the top of the bar.
You know what? I did play the last Motorsport game because they're on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I was just okay, yeah, sure. Let's see what this is about. I played a couple, maybe an hour or two, and I uninstalled it because
you're this looks pretty, but I don't need a 100 gigabyte racing game on my
Yeah,
drive.
right.
Yeah.
but like it always feels super crisp, looks super crisp. Nice, delicious Pringle.
Yeah, the Forza team both teams are just so good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets me so excited for Fable. Because the Horizon team is making the next Fable game. Yeah, they're doing the next Fable game. So, one thing about Horizon, sidebar here, I guess, their open world stuff in the Horizon games is really good. Like, I think it's awesome. And so to get a Fable game from a team who really has knocked it out of the park in terms of open world games.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them to spread their wings a little bit, do something a little different. It's always really cool.
The date for that was just 2023.
Okay.
I can't read that. It's small for me.
It just says Motorsport feels like it tries to be a sim/arcade hybrid, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm with you. I haven't played Motorsport since it was on the original Xbox.
Oh wow.
So this is my favorite thing. You could download CDs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how old some people who will listen to this are, but CDs, you plug them into a CD player, and anyways, so you could burn it to your Xbox and then play that music through the game. And I always was like, this is amazing. So I would be listening to whatever I want while I'm driving around and destroying things in Motorsport.
They have some similar features, I think, with like Spotify now.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and SoundCloud, like my brother listens to SoundCloud while he plays some like multiplayer shooters sometimes.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, how do you do that? He's like, I don't know, I just do now.
They're good.
He's like, bro, it's Shipment. Everybody's everywhere all the time.
Whoa.
So the sequel to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, on Shipment. Yeah. But no, Motorsport looks beautiful.
Yeah.
That comes out, they just said 2023.
I would bet that's out before the end of summer.
It seems like everything is the first half of the year that they were talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
The next game is Hi-Fi Rush. I don't know if anybody had even heard of that. This was even coming out.
It was a shadow drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rhythm-based game with an original soundtrack and also using licensed music. You are like a cyborg. You run around and hit people with a guitar.
A really cool guitar, too.
Yeah. And they dropped it right after the show. So I actually can talk about this game.
Nice.
I'll just give some quick thoughts on it. It's really cool. I really love the art style. It's like anime and it's cel shaded. Looks awesome. I think all the characters and the story is pretty funny. I really enjoy it. The character you play as, Chai, is a total idiot.
Yes, he is.
He's just like
he's a rock star, bro.
He's so self-centered in everything, and you're just like, is he gonna do it? He did it again. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then like your companions that you pick up throughout the game are a lot of fun too, and there's a lot of fun puns in it. The gameplay aspect of it, I'm a little mixed on for both like different reasons. I think when you're playing it as a rhythm game, it's awesome. Unfortunately, I feel like it kind of forgets that every once in a while, and it turns into mini game boss fight.
Like hack and slash?
No, just like I'm just kind of running away for a bit. I'm just avoiding attacks until I can get back into it's a rhythm game. And I was fighting one boss and I was getting really frustrated because there's just I felt unblockable stuff. And I feel like if it's a rhythm game, you should always be in the rhythm of the game. I felt like at some points I wasn't. I was just waiting for the character to be hittable. And it was kind of frustrating. I also think it may have just been that boss. There were so many bright colors and bright lights in that boss fight. I think it was just hard to see stuff. I feel like it might be a little too bright. Maybe need to tone it down a little bit in that section. But it is really fun. I do enjoy it. As a way too early, I haven't beat it yet. Rating, I'd give it a low fanboy worthy at the moment.
Nice.
I do think it's fun. It's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you can just go and download it. I think it's a little long too. I haven't beat it yet, and I feel like I've played it like 15 hours. So it could be a little shorter. I think the individual levels are a little too long. You'll just be like, okay, I've fought 18 rounds of bad guys. Just like, when do I get to the boss? And then you finally get there, and you've been playing for so long.
If you're not a Game Pass user, you get a lot for your money too. It's a $30 game.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot there.
Yep.
Like I booted it up and played a little bit, like not much at all. I was watching my daughter, so I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time.
Kind of hard to do that and play a rhythm game at the same time.
Yeah, I played through a little bit of the tutorial, and like I liked what I'd played, but I very easily could see myself getting frustrated with it. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I'll dive into this. I don't know if it's for me. But I will agree with you in the rhythm stuff is really cool. And if you're not super rhythmic, you can hit the like select button, and it'll pull up like a little rhythm bar at the bottom, so you know where you need to hit your buttons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
As well as the art style is incredible.
Yeah,
it's really good.
There's also like a accessibility mode where if you're struggling with the rhythm, you can turn it on and it'll help you a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. I have not turned it on.
Yeah, Luke's pretty rhythmic.
I try. I was a drummer for 15 years. Still technically am a drummer, but I don't do it as much.
Moving on.
It's a fun game. Check it out. Oh, my computer hasn't died yet. I should just.
I was wondering why you had 2 up.
I'm at 2%.
Oh, that's why.
I thought this was interesting to have a designated 15-minute section or 10-minute section of this showcase. It was for Elder Scrolls Online. Their new expansion, Necrom.
Yep.
They're introducing a new class. I played ESO when it first came out. Nobody I knew played it, and so I quit playing it, but it was an awesome game. I kind of wish I still played it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get back into it because they did say they're releasing all of their DLCs for free.
What?
Yeah.
That is a huge deal.
I think that's what they said. I guess I should have wrote it down or paid attention more.
That's crazy.
And there is a lot of them that you can do for me. Sure. But man, that game looks so much fun. Kind of miss it. What did you find?
Still trying. Free for a limited period.
Oh, limited period. Okay. But I assume if you download it, you could just use it, right?
Surely.
Bought this 6 months ago. Now pay up, sucker.
We got them, boys. They go on sale often, though.
Yeah.
Also, how does that work with Game Pass?
Those,
it's Bethesda.
I don't think those are a part of Game Pass. I think you have to buy those, but they're like $20 or $30.
Yeah, they're expensive.
You good there? My goodness.
Dude, drink a drink.
Clear burst of lemon lime flavor, Starry.
Pretty good.
What's next?
All right.
This is the last part of the showcase, which was Redfall.
Yes.
Got a lot of gameplay. Got a lot about the different aspects of the gameplay, which is like single player, multiplayer, how the world works, side missions, weapons, abilities, characters. I think this game looks like a ton of fun.
Me too.
Yeah.
I liked the gameplay is very clearly like a scripted gameplay bit, but I liked what they showed of it. I thought like the world is interesting. The stuff with the rifts is really cool. Like you go into like these weird little pocket dimensions. I was like, oh, that was not what I expected from this game at all.
Yeah. I like how, at least from the characters they've shown, they seem just incredibly different.
Yes. Yeah, they're all like vastly different from the next.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it'll add variety to the way people play the game together. I also really appreciate the vampires. Like vampires is one of those things where I'm always kind of like, do I need this? But like these vampires are quite different in like their style. Like it's almost cartoony looking. So it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. There is like one bit in the gameplay that I thought like it kind of made me jump when he's like in the house and the tall lanky vampire like comes running down the hallway. I was like, oh boy, because the music's eerie and like I'm excited for this. I think this is I loved Deathloop. And at first, I was like, this gameplay feels clunky. And when you watch this, you might be like, oh, this looks a little clunky. But after, 10 or so hours, I mean, it won't take that long. But after a couple hours with Deathloop, I was like, oh, this game feels really good to play. And you start to find your groove. And you just have to understand, like, Arcane, everything they do is so deliberate. And they chose that style for a reason. It's part of what they do. So I have a lot of faith in this game. There's rumors that maybe it's not in the best shape. I mean, you can look at some of their older games they released in not great shape, and they end up fixing it pretty quickly. So once they get it in consumers' hands, they'll know what they need to fix priority-wise, and it'll be fine.
And I feel like this is definitely a more complicated thing for them.
This is a big leap for them. This is the Austin group that did Prey.
Yeah.
So this is a big step.
Yeah.
But I'm juiced for it. It's like their kind of Far Cry style game.
Yeah.
And Far Cry's fun.
Well, thank you, Luke, for that deep dive into the developer showcase. My story here is pretty small in comparison. But we got news just today that Showtime is going away. Not totally. The Showtime subscription is going to be merged with Paramount Plus.
Wow.
This is I mentioned it. I chose this story because it kind of goes along with one of my predictions.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an early predictor of my prediction happening, which is that this consolidation of streamers and of content, especially as the media industry really reckons with, where is the economy, at least in the U.S., at right now. I just listened to a podcast today about how it's like the economy's actually pretty fine, except like we're still all on pins and needles of how like maybe there's gonna be like, and we could like actually will a recession into existence just by being nervous about it too much. But part of that, this consolidation is to cut costs, save money.
Yeah.
So they've already talked about Showtime's dropping some of those things, a lot like HBO did with their least watched shows. They will not be available. They're going to shop them out. They're going to try and get them on other services so that they can get some licensing money.
Heck, they're unreleased shows.
And and they're unreleased stuff. So I expect that trend to continue this year. This will unfortunately probably also mean there will be some layoffs. Anytime you have a merger, there's layoffs. So yeah, that's my news story for the day.
I'll stick in the land of streamers, specifically HBO Max. Doom Patrol and Titans are done after this season.
That's right.
Those are canceled. I'll be honest with you. As soon as I saw that news, I started wishlisting them all on Amazon because I don't know how long they'll stay on HBO. Because they have pulled off a lot of their stuff, and I think this is safe. But
I think it's safer.
I'll keep an eye on sales just in case.
Just because it's DC, but yeah.
Yeah, you just never know. And if it's something you like, keep that in mind because it'll be on sale at Black Friday, and love those shows. You might want to pick those up. Just never know. I have 2 more things.
Go for it.
You have anything else?
No.
So we got our first One Piece live action poster from Netflix.
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
It was a poster.
Yeah, it's a poster. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Looks fine, I guess. I mean, I've not watched One Piece. It's like 6,000 episodes.
I will never watch it because it's so long.
Because it's so
big,
much. Yeah.
But I mean, the poster's not bad. I mean, there's 2. There's that one, and then there's that one. Looks like they're staying honorable to the source. But
okay.
I mean, Cowboy Bebop didn't survive, so I don't know how this will do.
Well, hopefully they've learned. They learned
Doubtful.
some lessons.
Yeah, doubtful.
Okay, fine.
And
fine.
The last one, this isn't going to be for everybody who watches this show, but Jazz Chisholm Jr. is the cover athlete for MLB The Show 23.
That sounds like a made-up name. Is that your creative character?
No.
You win a contest, and they're like, we're going to put your creative character on the front.
No. My guy's name is Tyler Davis.
Wow.
Anyway,
role play much?
Anyways, a lot of baseball fans are pretty upset about this. This was not who people thought it would be. This is not a popular pick. All that to say, the cover looks really cool. I mean, it's purple and blue and fun, and but if you put a Miami Marlins player, like one of the worst teams in the MLB, on the cover of a game, cool, man.
Expect backlash.
Yeah, I thought the dude who won Rookie of the Year, Julio Rodriguez, would be the cover athlete for the Mariners, but I guess not.
Couldn't get the deal signed, so they went with the backup of the backup of the backup.
Yeah,
choice.
like the last guy that I would have ever imagined. Like honestly, I would have put the Orioles catcher higher on that list. Who?
Yachty.
I think they should put a mascot on.
I don't know. That's what Baroque enrolled.
Oh, dude, that would have been awesome. Actually, I would have been a huge fan of that. That would have been cool. Or
it's not too late.
Pujols would have been a fun one too.
Do what NBA 2K does and just put Michael Jordan.
Release a bunch of different versions of it. Yeah, I was hoping.
But Dirk Jeter.
So when NHL came out with Alex Ovechkin on the front, I bought that one because I'm a Capitals fan. I hope that someday Adley Rutschman. I'm with you. I'm with you there. Pujols would have been cool, but Yachty would also be fun because Yachty's great for baseball. I hope someday Adley Rutschman gets on the cover because I'm an O's fan, and that would just be really cool. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I'd probably buy.
Would you rather him be on the cover or the Orioles win the World Series?
Orioles win the World Series.
Okay, just making sure.
So MLB put out their next 10 predictions, and the Orioles go twice in that 10 years. So
oh wow,
which means you're doomed.
Yeah, they go in 2024 and 2028, and they lose the first one and win the second one.
Okay.
So if that happens, I might cry real tears. I definitely will cry. I cry when the Caps. I cry when the Caps win the Stanley Cup. I will absolutely cry when the Orioles win the World Series. And if the Commanders ever win,
a playoff game.
No,
got him. All right, well, on my high horse.
Oh, I hate it here.
It's okay. I believe in your Commanders. They'll get there again eventually. I'm just over here thinking about my created characters now that I've always made. Never once did I name one Luke Zilke.
Really?
No.
Oh, I always name myself.
I made a 7'6" point guard. So this is
Did you name him the point guard?
No, I named him Slam Man. Huge afro. I could literally make 3-pointers. He was 99 in everything. Of course, like
yeah.
Who didn't do that?
Yeah.
I could pull up from the opposing team's 3-point line, shoot it across the court, drain it. And then once, I was way ahead, it's like, all right, time for Slam Man to turn it on. And I just go in and dunk all over him. Obviously, I'm on rookie mode, guys. I was 8.
That's awesome.
One of my favorite characters.
If you want to know my sports game cheat code, I played NCAA football a lot, and you have to recruit in that game.
Oh, yeah.
So I would always create 99 overall players and then make their kicking stats 0 and then put them in the recruiting pool as kickers.
Yep.
So nobody would recruit them, so I would, and then I'd change their position when they got to my school.
Yep.
So I'd have 99 overall kickers, quarterbacks and running backs and receivers.
Classic.
Yep.
And I would always name them after my friends and my brother, so they were easy to find.
Yeah.
I didn't play sports games growing up.
What me and Logan...
I've been playing FIFA a lot lately. It's fun.
What me and Logan would do is we get the kickoff or whatever, and when you'd catch it, you'd run backwards all the way to the 1-yard line.
And then try to score.
And then try and score 99.
See, now they have stamina in the games, so it's way harder to do. But that was always fun.
Oh, that was awesome.
Do we have any other news stories?
No, I don't. But I do want to wrap up here by talking about what we did this week. If there's anything new or noteworthy that you guys did,
I should say if there's a news story that somebody wants to talk about, you can. Let us know.
Yeah. Let us
put it
know
in the chat. We'll discuss it.
We'll talk about it.
I can go over it real quick. I watched the movie Luck on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Animated movie with my daughter. It's about a cat and a girl, and honestly, at the beginning, I was like, bruh, this movie is going to kill me. Because it's about a girl aging out of an orphanage. And I was like, bro, I don't need this on a Sunday. I don't need this right now. But the second act happens, and then it keeps happening, and then it kind of keeps happening, and then you get into the third act, and you're like, let's be done now. Let's be done. It's a Matthew McConaughey. It was okay. I thought it was fun, but whatevs. And then I played Left Behind, The Last of Us DLC.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. It's a nice
great game.
Hour 45 to 2 hour little walking simulator until the end.
You weren't sad enough when you played The Last of Us.
Yeah, let's make you...
So play this DLC and cry even more.
Yeah.
That's what it said on the box.
Yeah.
Long though.
Yeah, it was good. I really liked it. It gives you more context for, Ellie's viewpoint on the world and her worldview, and fun.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. There's a little water gun spot in the mall. It's really cool. You have to pump the water gun. I was like, this is great. This reminds me of being a kid.
Yeah.
It's just cool. I've said it a million times. It's really fun to watch Ellie get to be a kid in that game, and that's the DLC. You get a lot of that. So it's cool.
Nice.
Oh, also the arcade stuff, like the fighting game thing, amazing.
Oh yeah, we got that in the show this week too.
Yep.
The Mortal Kombat.
You get you get a nod to it, but playing through it and Left Behind was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Very clever way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, and I played Final Fantasy VII some more. I'm at the very end of the game, and I'm pissed off. Moving on.
I downloaded Call of Duty Warzone 2.0.
Yeah, you're telling me about this.
Because I've been itching for doing Battle Royale, and I don't always have friends on, so I was looking for a solo opportunity, and I am having a lot of fun with it, actually.
Here in probably, well, they say it's going to be a couple months, so it means a year or so. Oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. I bet Halos will finally be out here in the next year or two.
Probably play it when that happens. Whenever that happens.
I will too.
Yeah.
I'll jump in with you.
Yeah, good.
If you stream it,
I won't play Warzone, but if Halo makes a BR, I'll play.
Yeah, for sure.
If I want to play a BR, I'm going to play Apex.
Yeah, no. If I'm going to play a cooperative BR, I'm playing Apex.
Yeah. Solo Dolo, your Warzone.
But solos, the problem, and I would play Apex by myself.
I'll DMZ with you.
But I don't. DMZ's fun too.
It is.
But Apex, all I can do is, the best I can do is duos, and then
hope you get a decent teammate.
You can tell it to not fill, but it takes so long to matchmake. And then you're still going up against two players no matter what.
And that's not fun.
It's not fun. Not fun.
Yep.
Okay. Luke, what'd you do?
I talked about it earlier.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush is really what I did a lot of the week. So if you skipped that section and are curious about it, go back to the news section where I talk about Hi-Fi Rush, because I kind of just review the game instead of just talking about what the developer said.
Yeah, you did a nice little combo.
Yeah, it was good.
The other thing I did was watched the 3 new episode releases of Legend of Vox Machina. I love that show, but also I'm a little annoyed at it because of how they ended the episode. Are you caught up?
I'm not yet.
The last episode that they've released?
The most recent episode that they released.
The way they end that one.
So I'm going to slightly spoil it. I won't say who or what.
Okay.
At the end of episode 3.
6?
No, 3.
3.
They kill a character.
Right.
They come back. And you expect it. At the end of episode 6, they kill a character. And it's just like, they're going to come back.
Yeah,
you just know. And it's just like, are we doing this again? And I'm just like, are we going to get to the end of episode 9 and kill a character? Like...
I mean, it's part of the... I do feel like it's part of the D&D experience, though, is to have, a character get beaten, and then you have to resurrect them somehow.
Yes.
But
as a storytelling mechanic...
Right.
Multiple times, allow it once. I'll let you do it once.
Yeah.
And to do it in the same way, like, this is how we're ending the episode, on a cliffhanger.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like...
yeah.
Great show, though. I still think it's an awesome show.
Good. I want to mention a couple things people mentioned in the chat. Baroque and Roller said that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is coming back to theaters.
What?
That's...
Great film.
Yeah. And on a bigger point, there are more films that are coming back to theaters now than ever before. It's a great time to be paying attention to your local theater. Typically, if you're in a bigger city, it's more likely, but they do re-releases or reissues of films all the time these days. So be paying attention, and there's a good chance you can watch something that's older in a way that maybe you didn't get to, or you if you're older, you can do it again. Relive that childhood dream, the magic.
Yeah, I got to see The Shining in theaters, which is awesome. We went and saw 2001, which was amazing.
That was amazing.
I saw E.T. in theaters. Oh dear. Theaters, please release Back to the Future trilogy in theaters. I will love you forever.
You saw the original Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to that one, yeah.
That's an old movie now, right? 13 years old.
In theaters, so.
I would love if they would release Interstellar in IMAX.
Oh, man.
Or Mad Max Fury Road in IMAX, because I didn't get to see that in IMAX. Lord of the Rings.
A Lord of the Rings release. I'd be all over that.
Yeah. When's the Return of the King 20th anniversary? That's this year, isn't it? Came out in 2003.
My goodness, you're right. They probably will.
Do it, cowards.
They probably will.
Trilogy re-release.
And then one last story, Dead Fist, over in the chat.
Yeah, I saw this on the way over.
Oh, IGN reports rumors of all three big players may not be at E3. Oh, the publishers.
Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation.
Yeah.
I thought E3 was dead.
It is now.
It's a double tap. Yeah. Stay down.
Yep.
Will be now. I think more and more they like the idea of really controlling when they share things and how they share things. The developer directs, or Nintendo has always had their Nintendo directs, but PlayStation, Xbox are doing those more and more. They can kind of do them when they want, and they have a lot more control over, and it's a lot less expensive for them to do those things in house. That said, there are lots of indie publishers out there. There are Ubisoft and EA may still participate in E3 in some way, but I kind of agree with these guys. Like it's in the coffin. It's been in the coffin. We weren't sure if somehow they were gonna do a Vox Machina resurrection out of the coffin, but less and less likely, I think, at this point. Interesting. Yeah. Thanks for mentioning that, JT.
Yep. I've got
appreciate it.
Last thing, at least from me. Got a slight update for you guys. Unfortunately, there's no confirmation that Helen Hunt has signed on to the Twister sequel. I still think you should pay the woman. However, right here on the top of the Google ticker, not even going to any of the websites.
Okay.
I'm not validating this at all. I'm not confirming anything. The screenplay, written by Mark L. Smith, is reportedly about Joe and Bill's daughter who grew up chasing storms, just like her parents. That's what it says right there. Which means it's 100% true because it's on the internet.
And that essentially tells us that she's a part of the story, so there's a good chance they're trying to get her in the film. Pay the woman.
Just pay the woman.
I agree. All right, I think that wraps it up for this week's episode of the What the Fanboy Show. Thank you all for hanging out with us here on Twitch. We live stream these Monday nights, 8 p.m. Currently, 8 o'clock is when our TV talk starts. We'll do some spoiler talk about the latest episode of The Last of Us. Then around 8:15, 8:20, we hop into the episode proper. As always, you can catch those separately wherever you watch or listen, whether that's on YouTube or on your favorite podcast app. We appreciate it, and we're looking forward to an awesome Season 8. So until next week, we'll see ya.